Chances are you've seen this video, or heard this video, or seen this meme over here. In this video, we're going to be going over what camera gear they use and how they film it. And as always, I'll show proof on this video on what camera setup they are using clips from their videos or links from their account. I'm going to simplify everything into one video, why they use that lens and how they use it. Number one, I'm starting off the list with apparently the most followed photographer in the world. That's what his IG says. And I kind of believe him because he actually does have plenty of viral videos. So that's why I added him first in the list. And he's the one that actually does not talk about what camera gear and lenses he uses. So in this video, as always, I'm gonna compare them with real photos of cameras and show you which camera he uses. Luckily for me, I was able to find this video on his TikTok showing exactly what he uses. So there's a shot of him walking to his car, opening his trunk, and as you can see, he is using a 70-200 and he's using it with an adapter with his Canon R6. I'm actually surprised he's using this with an adapter because for subjects that are just like walking around public, you need fast AF, you need a fast autofocus. And I guess the Canon is able to do with it well with its adapter. So he has a 70-200 mil lens. This is actually still quite expensive even though it's an older version of this lens. He's the only one in this list that is using a zoom lens and that isn't using a prime lens. That's probably my favorite gear, honestly. The 70-200, it's good. It's good. Like he's the only one getting those type of photos. So I think that's why he's getting the most views or the most followed, because he really focuses like zooming in their faces, and faces get more attention. That's my theory. Let's stick with just camera gear. Let's go to the next creator. The next creator we have Dgphotoholic. The camera body he uses is the A7 IV, which I currently own right here. This is my favorite camera. He uses the A7 IV and he has a 50mm, 1.2, and an 85 1.4. So these are very expensive lenses, but most of his photos, it's really mainly using the 85mm. He just goes close up to the subject because he really makes sure to get their face in it, to really emphasize the face. And that's what being a portrait photographer is, rather than a street photographer. A street photographer is more just like getting the environment as well. Portraits really just focusing on getting their faces. And that's what I feel like a lot of people gravitate to, especially if they're like an attractive individual or someone that's good looking. So that's a camera gear he uses, A7 IV. I would probably just say he just uses the A7 IV and 85mm, but in his video he says he does have the 51.2, which is a good portrait lens, but it's very expensive. So number 3, we have Damian Photo. He also has the A7 IV and he has a 35mm with an 85mm. You can see that the 85mm is probably the most popular when it comes to portrait photographers, mainly because you really need to punch in, zoom in their face. That's his camera gear. He mentions it in his link tree over here. I'll link it below as well, but it's on his link tree over here. That's camera gear he uses. What I like about his link tree is that he actually even covers some cheaper alternatives that you can get for getting photos like those. Last but not least, Jean Black. Jean Black is actually the creator of the meme, "Hi, I'm street photographer." Anyways, he's the one that made this meme popular. He's the one that started it. He's probably the first one that started the whole trend, going up to strangers and asking them for photos. And yeah, he's really the one that started it all. And what's the funniest, he's the one with the cheapest gear. And it just really goes to show that you don't really need the most expensive gear. You don't need the newest gear. It's very hard to say because he's using fast lenses, but not the newest lenses. He's not using Sony G Masters. He's using Sigma, and he doesn't have the newest camera. He has the older camera. And in his videos, he says that he's not gonna upgrade. He's just gonna stick with the same camera body he has, and it's a good portrait lens. It's a lens that I've had. I made a video on it on my on another channel that I have, and yeah, I love that lens for portraits. It's actually really good. let's get on with this camera. The camera he uses is an A7R2 with a 35mm 1.4. So he's actually the only one here that uses the 35mm for all his videos. He has two other lenses that are wide angle lenses, but he doesn't really use those on his TikTok. But he has 35 1.4 Sigma, and honestly, this 35mm is a staple when it comes to magazine photos. So that's kind of how he does it. He's really more like a street photographer, not really a portrait photographer, and that's why I think that 35mm fits his type of videos, because he's actually a street photographer. He doesn't focus on just getting the portraits, even though he does a lot of models photos with people in it. So that's the camera gear that he has, and that's the camera gear that most of everyone uses. Like they all somehow relate to each other. And yeah, as usual, I'll leave the link in the description for all the creators, and also the link to the videos or their link tree where they mention what camera gear they use, if you guys want to see the videos I showed in this video over here. Message me on Instagram if you guys have any questions, or you guys have any other creators you guys want me to cover, or as usual, just comment down below. And I decided just now, if this video gets 100, let's do 169 likes, because my videos don't really get that much views anyways, but 169 likes, if the video gets that much likes, I'm gonna go downtown and take pictures of random strangers and see if I can do it, because I have the setup. I have the 35mm over here. I probably need an 85mm. That's probably something I'd want to buy, which I'm getting soon. But if this video gets that much likes, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna see how it goes. So that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment down which other creators you guys want me to check, and that's pretty much it. If this video helped you, yeah, you know what to do. So that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.